Hey guys, I hope y'all are in the mood for tubes. If not, this video probably isn't going to be for you, because that's what we're doing. I'm going to take a quick look through all the tubes I just picked up at the estate sale. Sure, in focus here. Alright, so these are all used, or mostly used, and they're in a variety of drawers. Just want to take a look-see to see what did I get. I can't read that one, it's so dirty. 12 BY7, got a million of these. So I've recently reorganized my tubes. So I got them all more intelligently organized, where the tubes I use most often are the easiest to get at. 12 HL7. So I'm hoping to supplement those with some tubes that, again, I know that I will use, and I will want to quickly test these two. Had some trouble with duds lately. So for example, this is a 12AU7. You probably are familiar with that. Very useful tube. This I will test, and if it's good, this will go into the good used bin, which is up towards the front. And that's probably 6 or 12 AV6. Useful, but I also have a bunch of them, so that'll kind of go towards the back too. Another one. Once you get to know tubes pretty well, 12 AZ7, you can kind of tell what they are just by looking at them. For example, if it's a 9-pin and you can see two plate structures inside, that's going to be an AX7, an AU7, or an AZ7. So we got two of those out of the three right here. Maybe this is an AX7. AT7. I'm sorry. That's the fourth one in that family. So we got 3 out of 4 already. Another AT7. Higher frequency. Plates are shorter. And yeah, I expect most of the, if not all, these are going to be TV tubes. But there's some more interesting stuff in some of the other bins. 12 BE6. 12 AU6. Hey, maybe this is the 12 volt tube, 12 AU7. So I wasn't sure if these were organized at all, but it sure seems like 12 AU7. That this is the 12 bin. We'll let it in, just dump all these out. 12 FQ7. So those are the 12s. We'll go through those. For sure there's going to be some in there I can use. I'm going to guess that these are tubes that are more than 12 or more 12s. Oh no, 8 FQ7. Maybe these are all the oddballs in between the 6 and the 12. Yep, 8 CN8. It's a series strung TV tube, so we get the odd filament voltages. Another 8. Maybe these are all 8s. 8 FQ7. I really don't have much use for these. Another 8 FQ7. Mid 50s series strung set kind of stuff. I don't really work on those too often. I'm not even going to guess. I'll just start looking. I'm just going to be wrong again. That has got to be a delay relay. So it's got relay contacts inside. I'm sure there's a heater element. So somebody working at Dumont recently had a delay relay that delays putting B+ on the circuit until things warm up a bit. And that they use, I think, a 6AL5 to trigger the relay closing, so it wouldn't close until that tube warmed up. Well, another way to do it is this, where it's self-contained, where there's a heating element inside of this, and you hook this up to your set and you turn it on, and this gradually heats up, and when it gets to a certain temperature, the relay contacts close. Sort of like a thermistor type protection. 6JU8. I think we're into the 6s now. 6X9. 6G86. Another 6G86. Or DJ6 rather. Don't know. Oh, yeah, it's kind of worn out. 6AU8. So these are all 6s. Yeah, there are. When you can't read the numbers, there are tricks. shine a bright light on it, look at different angles, breathe on it, wipe your breath off, or put it in the freezer to get it cold. All help to make the tube number more legible. What do we got in here? Some odd looking guy. Gold pins. 9-pin. That was a 6AL5 at first, but it's too fat for that. So it's 5842. That's probably the date code. It's AH211B. Sweden. Man, I don't know what the heck that thing is. I think there's only one active element in. Could be dual. This is 412A. I don't know. That's an oddball. What else we got? 5GS7. And now we can do the 5 tubes. Yep, 5GH8. RCA 5814. I think that's the industrial version of a 12AU7 or something like that. Another 5GH8. Another 5GH8. 5TJ8. So these must be all the 5 series string TV tubes. And 4. These are the 4s on the left hand side. 4EH7. Alright. There will be more interesting stuff, trust me. What do we got in here? Ooh, knobs. And some tube shields. Holy crap. Oh, timing's everything. Are these what I think they are? Son of a gun. Some of them are. You may recall I restored a Crosley, what is it, 307 or something like that, their version of the RCA 630TS, and some of the knobs were missing. And I had a heck of a time finding them. After several hours of looking through boxes of knobs at the early television swap meet in October, I found them. Guess what's in here? Crosley 307 knobs. I think it's TA 307. So, fine tuning, channel, outer, inner. Outer, inner. It's one knob shy of a complete set. Anybody need any? Because I don't now, because I already scored the missing knobs. But oh, life is funny sometimes, isn't it? Well, if I ever work on one again. It's funny, you think things are rare and impossible to find, and then suddenly they start falling out of the sky. Here's an odd looking one. Huge getter. 2AV2. So now we're into the 1s and the 2s, I think, the high voltage rectifiers. What are these 1X2s? It's surprising how many of these, the numbers are hard to read. Yeah, it's a 1X2. Makes me wonder at some point, did somebody clean all these with Windex or something? What are these 0A2s? 0B2. Gaseous rectifiers, the old school version of a Zener diode. A little bit of noble gas inside there. And then lights up like a neon light bulb. So that's what all of these guys are. And a few 1-volt high voltage rectifiers, the mini kind. And 20 AQ3. 2AV2. 2HA5, so now we're into the zeros, the 1s, the 2s. Hey, this guy at least organized his tubes pretty well, and these are the 3s. So 3 AL5, 3 3V4, 386, that kind of stuff. Now these intrigue me because these are getting into older tubes, octal tubes, strange looking tubes. We got some more delay relays, so just like the one we were looking at. Alright, here's another one. Heating element, relay contacts, reaches a certain point and the relays close or open, depending on how it's configured. Alright, so these would be the mostly metal RCA tubes. Another gaseous rectifier, but this is the octal higher current version, VR150. It's the alternate numbering scheme for it. I think it's an OD3 or something like that. 75, 686. Oh, 6A7G. K7. Interesting bit of lore if I have this right. So 6K7 became the 6S. 6K7 became the 6SK7 when it got the more conventional envelope, and 6A7, I believe that became the 6SA7. I got that right. So internally, same type of structure, same functionality, but the enclosure changed. Glass envelope. 6AU5, what's that, a damper tube? 6W6, beam power output tube. A little shorty. 1A5 GT, low power radio tube, I believe. Another delay relay. I have nothing that uses them, and I never have, and I have no use for them. So if anybody needs delay relay tubes, let me know. Might be another one HA5, another one H5. 6K6. Beam power tube often uses a vertical output tube, another delay relay. 12SK7. Notice it says MR. That means, if I got my tube lore right, that it was like a military reject meant for civilian use during the war when it was not allowed to buy new replacement parts. I could be wrong about what the MR stands for, but something like that. 6SJ7, useful. I suspect most of these are going to be pretty useful numbers. 12SA7, used in a lot of radios. 12SK7, same deal. 6SJ7. 12A6, not so much. 6SJ7. 12SK7. 6SJ7, I think, is used as a preamp in a lot of things. 6AG7. I was working on something recently to use this. Might have been Doom Out. I was kind of surprised to see it. I think it's a power output tube, but it's not that commonly used. 12SA7, I think. 6SR7. So all the common metal tubes that lots of radios use. Let's check out some of these glass guys. 6W6. 12AH7. I wonder if somebody already went through this and cleaned out the good tubes, because no 6SN7s, which are super common, but also very useful, used in a lot of things. No 12AX7s. Not that I looked through the whole 12 pile, but sure didn't see any 1632. Not sure what that is. And we're not seeing any high-end audio tubes. Huh, I don't think I ever saw a tube that was actually branded with Collins before. And a 6K6. So we're not seeing any 45s or 80s or high-end, high-power, no 300Bs or anything like that. Well, this looks slightly more interesting. Okay, maybe there are some goodies in here. Got a couple 6L6s, General Electric, with a pretty old-fashioned Art Deco-y looking font. General Electric. And a nice Radiotron. Another 6L6. Glass Sylvania. Same deal. 6L6GA. Is this a GA? Yeah, so these are a matched pair, at least visually. The same brand, same type. Funny, this is also a 6L6WGB. So these are essentially all the same thing, but the letter at the end makes a difference about the exact specs and how much plate voltage and wattage it can handle, but essentially they're the same thing. Philco something or another. 6R7. Alright, we got 3 more to go through. Now this I noticed when I got the boxes, that'll look kind of odd. Ah, it's an OZ4. See, it's a metal tube. I thought, hey, did somebody strip all the black paint off of it? But no, I think this is how it was made. Well, I mean, the printing's on there. It's got to be how it was made originally. An OZ4, I believe, was a cold cathode rectifier tube. I think they were used in car radios. Hardly weighs anything. 6SJ7. 6V6. Beam power tube. An old looking one. A 1H4. Low power battery operated output tube. A gas regulator with a very, very, very loose base. More delay relays. 6C8. I'm considering this guy worked or refurbished a ton of industrial equipment. That might be why he had the delay relays and the gaseous rectifiers, because they could use things like thiotrons and relays to control some of the motors, I would imagine. Horizontal output tubes, it looks like. Yep, 6DQ5. Radio tube 6C8. Gotta be a 5U4, right? I don't see the dozen. Oh yeah, they're 5U4 GB. 3DG4. You don't see these often. I think this is similar to a 5U4, but with a 3-volt filament. More and more 6SJ7s and more delay relays. Alright, let's get the last couple boxes out. Okay, some more odd looking stuff in these boxes. Notice this too. Vertical deflection output transformer. Let's see if that's actually what's in here. Sort of. I wonder if this is the old bad one. It looks a bit used and the wires are cut. But hey, who knows? Might still be good. Don't recognize the part number though. You never know. You never know when you might need it. Radio Fest 2011. That's when I started going to these Erky Radio Fest. They were in Willowbrook. Used to be in Elgin, but I never went to those before my time. Gotta be, or no. I don't know what these are. Oh, adapters. Maybe to go from a Type 80 to a 5Y3 or something like that. And of course, more delay relays. Used 4-tooth. That's an odd looking tube. Goes along with this. Okay. So these are photo multiplier tubes. Sensitive to some type of wavelength of light. And they would amplify it. Absolutely no use for them. Maybe it's 6L6. So rusty, obliterated. Maybe there's a number stamped in it somewhere. You see an M around the base. Yeah, that's one of the problems with metal tubes is they rust. .25 EV5. 25. It's a horizontal output tube of some sort, I think. 6GS6. Kind of looks like 6GSG. Not familiar with that guy at all. 1D8. Another low power battery powered tube. 6AG7. Here's a fat boy. 5U4GB. Another squat. 5U4. These are all low power radio tubes. Can't believe there's not a single 6SN7 in here. 12AH7, 6DN7, 6K8, and a bunch more little tubes. 931, another photo tube. This is what the B&K 1077B uses inside. Alright, more and more the same. Let's keep going. Okie dokie. More old Radio Fest stuff. Or Hamfest flyer. Oh yeah, Radio Fest 2011. And an old antique electronics supply catalog. Alrighty, more tubes. More used octal TV tubes, it looks like. Ooh, these are nice. These are kind of new old stock. 1B3 GTs. Man, if they're used, they were barely used. Pins look clean, barely any sign of the top plate caps ever haven't been touched. Ooh. Yeah, cap got busted. It says loose cap on here. No, it's not loose, it's gone. May have lost its vacuum too. Well, 12SN7. Actually more useful than a 6SN7 to me. A lot of serious string electrostatic sets using. Kind of hard to come by. Hey, a 6SN7. That's got to be a 5U4, of course. 6K6, old school style. Used to seeing them looking like this, but yeah. If you go way back when the 6K6 first came out, it was in this type enclosure. Damper tube. 6K7, I think. '84. So no real prizes, no real surprises, but that's all right. These are all rather pretty looking. 41, 41, and a 41. Audio output tube, similar to the Type 42. I think I have one radio that uses it. Slant front. Philco 3930. More Philco radio tubes. Yeah. 3944s. Philco 15DX uses a bunch of them, I think. So clearly whoever did this knew these were a little bit more valuable or nicer. Pair of Philco 6SN7s. They're used, but they look awfully clean, awfully nice. And finally, these two guys, 78 and 78. Almost done. This is it. Now it looks we're getting into more. Now it looks like we're getting more into the more powerful tubes, the horizontal output tubes. 686. There's probably another one. Dumont. Can't read a number. Looks like a 6DQ6 or 12DQ6. 17DQ6. 6BG6. So most every late 40s black and white set I work on uses 6BG6, but this is, used to see them in the Coke bottle style. This is the later replacement version. So it's this. Should work fine, just a different glass envelope. 6CD6. 17AX4 damper tube. This tube is shot. Lost its vacuum. 6AU4 damper tube. No great loss. Some shunt regulators. A bunch of them. So at CTC5 we'll use something like one of these in it. And a whole mess of high voltage rectifiers. That's what most of the rest of this is. And what's this? Fat little tube. 12 AV5. Some stuff hiding under this. Yes. Including the June 12th, 2006 issue of Shotgun News. Let's see. Miniature tubes. There's half of a tube shield. Or both halves are here. They're just smashed together. There you go. Old school tube shield. It's like more of what we saw before, just not sorted as well. So, gas regulator tubes. 6J6. A bunch of common TV tubes, a couple 6AL5s, and so on. So that is that. 6DE4 damper tube. Hope you guys enjoyed me just randomly going through a whole mess of tubes. I guess the biggest surprise was finding some Crosley TV knobs. And nice to get some 6L6s, although I don't think I have anything that uses them per se. But they are rather powerful audio output tubes. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.